I had graduated from a prestigious university and I had a great job as a cocktail waitress. And every day on my way to work, I passed by this building on Michigan Avenue with a Fred Astaire dance studio on the second floor. There were big plate glass windows through which I could see partners sweeping across the floor, bouncing and jiving to some unheard boogie. At night, it glowed a seductive purplish blue. It totally drew me in. And it occurred to me that since I had had ballet and jazz and tap lessons as a kid, maybe I could trade up from cocktail waitress to Fred Astaire ballroom dance teacher. I mean, I had seldom been happier than when I was dancing, especially in the arms of a partner. I mean, moved by the music, our synchronized bodies locked in unspoken agreement. Oh, it could be intoxicating. And there it was, in a second floor window. So I went up, I got an interview with Mr. Winston, the director, and I gushed about my love of dance and my years of training, and I got hired on the spot. On my first day, I climbed the steps and I heard the strains of "You Should Be Dancing" by the Bee Gees, and I thought, oh yes, I should. And I put on my brand new T-strap, suede-soled, 3-inch heeled ballroom dance shoes that I bought at Leo's Dancewear in the Loop. I waited for an instructor who would school me on Fred Astaire procedures and the beginning steps of foxtrot, waltz, cha-cha, and hustle, and Latin hustle, and New York hustle. These were, after all, the days of disco. I stood in the studio surrounded by mirrored walls, and I could feel the speakers throbbing. I could feel the bass line pulsing beneath my feet. And then I saw Mr. Trevino. He was 20-something like me. He was dark and thick. He looked like that actor from Chico and the Man. He was really good looking, but I was kind of fixated on how tight his pants were and the fact that his shirt was open to the center of his chest. He was walking towards me and a smile was growing on his face. Trevino. I'm Miss, Davis. Let's see what you can do. I do this all the time. Feel my arms. Feel how hard. Wow. Try to push them down. Go on. This is how a man leads. Up here with his frame solid, never moving. Down there is where all the action takes place. And then he grabbed me right into his undulating pelvis. My hips started gyrating right along with his, like enmeshed gears. And now, we are going to do the rumba. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, but it was impossible to do anything else. His lead was so smooth. And then he pulled me even closer. And he said, "This is how not to do rumba." What? In close body contact. With your students, you always keep them back a foot, like this. And then he pushed me back, and I almost tripped over myself. Come on, I was getting dizzy from the sight of his chest hairs. And the smell of his Brut by Fabergé. And all the friction going on down there. Oh my God, I was getting hot for a guy wearing polyester and platform shoes. He pulled me into him again and guided me into a twirl underneath his arm. I caught my reflection in the mirror, my Capezio wraparound skirt flying open to reveal this damp leotard-covered triangle between my legs. My back was glistening with perspiration under his broad palm. Slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. Don't you know, in a hot minute, I could rumba. Oh my gosh. After 3 more days of instruction, Trevino switched dance partners from Miss Selena to me, and we started rehearsing a salsa routine for regional competitions. Then the next week, I got students of my own. A pharmacist, ew. A school teacher, a lineman for Illinois Bell. Bob at work boots do not waltz, a doctor and his fiancée, a real estate developer, and this one guy who would not tell me what he did for a living. He didn't talk about himself at all. Rick was tall and thin and sinewy. He had wavy black hair, a square jaw, and a great big scar down his face, like Al Pacino from Scarface, if Al Pacino were taller and thinner and good looking. And he had these eyes like black stones at the bottom of a creek, intense but distant, and always boring into me with his silent pleading. I mean, he was tough, he was tender, God, he was hot! Actually, no, it was Trevino who was hot. Rick was a Calabasas brush fire fanned by the Santa Anas during a heat wave caused by climate change. And he had rhythm. He was so smooth on the dance floor. It was almost like he already knew how to dance. But then, why would he come in for dance lessons? And he did the rumba in close body contact. And he wanted to learn the tango. Rick, tango is not part of your level 1 package. And the man's part is so different from the woman's. But you know, Trevino could teach you. Would that be okay? Rick was thrilled, and he was such a good student. He followed Trevino's every move, and I'm telling you, even when the 2 of them were dancing together, it was hot. But that's because dancing with Rick was like having sex with a stranger, while dancing with Trevino was like making love. His hip lifts, the shock drops. Oh, I loved dancing with him, but he kept hitting on me, and no, I just couldn't. I mean, there was Miss Selena, always giving me the hairy eyeball, and Mr. Winston. He kept a very close watch on all the instructors. If we had messed around with each other or with a student, we would have been fired. And besides, I don't know, something in my gut said, I don't know. Anyway, after 6 months, all the talk in the studio was about Spring Dance-a-thon, this weekend at a resort in Lakes Geneva, Wisconsin, where there was going to be dance clinics and partying, but an instructor could only go if she had a paying student. Oh, I see Trevino's student Linda signed up. That's no surprise. She loved him. She took 5 lessons a week. And Miss Selena's student Franz Schmidt, the German orchestra conductor with the sour breath. I bet she wasn't happy about that. But under my name, no one. The column was blank until the last day for sign-ups. And then I saw, what? Rick, my sultry, tango-loving mystery man, was going to Spring Dance-a-thon? Rick, I'm so glad you're going. I'm so glad we're going. Rick wanted to warm up with the tango. And in the middle of a drop, he said to me, this is going to be our weekend, you and me. What the hell did he mean by that? We took a luxury coach up to Wisconsin. Rick sat next to me.
He didn't say much as usual, but he tapped out the tango rhythm on my thigh. Quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow. Trevino sat across the aisle with Linda, who was nuzzling her face into his neck. But every once in a while, he leaned across the aisle and he said to me, "This weekend, I'm going to have you. No more excuses. And if she keeps that up, she's going to suck your ear off." I don't know, sandwiched between these two, I felt kind of flattered and kind of furious. I mean, I don't appreciate being pressured. Rick, would you hold this? But then again, after days, weeks, months being in such close physical contact, dancing in such a personal, intimate way, it seemed as natural as it did naughty to sleep with either one of them.